This can't be real. There's more Daisy Ridley, Star Wars, A New Jedi Order news, and you're not going to believe it. I don't understand how this is the way we get our news, through actors and actresses having random interviews and podcasts with people like The Hollywood Reporter or on the Happy Sad Confused podcast. Because recently on the Happy Sad Confused podcast, Daisy Ridley said there would be imminent Star Wars news.
Just to ask, because I have to, no Star Wars updates. We're still just waiting for news, but you're ready, you're waiting. When the script comes, essentially.
We're waiting for imminent news, I would say.
Okay, this is good. There's a date you have in your mind of when you're going to see something, maybe?
I might have already seen something.
Oh.
There might be a date of when we're, the next stages.
But will that imminent Star Wars news actually come from Disney and Lucasfilm? Probably not, because they never communicate anything. They only send screenshots out through things like Empire Magazine, or they leak things out here and there. They don't actually talk about anything, especially when it's coming to the updates of future projects. And after so many projects have been canceled, or so we think, because we don't ever get anything official, it's only ever through leaks and comments and other things that we find out this information. This is why there's always so much speculation around all of these movies. So as a fandom, we can't actually have any real conversations. It's only the same conversation again and again and again. Is this movie happening? Probably not. I think it's canceled. Oh, look, another screenwriter's gone. Just again and again. And now the next one. Daisy Ridley, in an interview with the Hollywood Reporter. Listen to what she says. It's silly. Oh gosh, I hope this isn't true. In this interview, she starts talking about going to Disney and getting to meet Rey. Daisy Ridley meeting Rey says, it was really trippy when I finally met myself. The woman I met had studied me, and that was really strange. That would be. Ridley recalls, watching someone who has studied me play me, that was meta, but she did an amazing job. She also didn't break character. I don't think I will ever get used to things like that. Then it continues. The interaction increased her anticipation for her own eventual return to the character in the Chermaine Obaid-Chinoy's Star Wars A New Jedi Order. And now they have to say Chermaine Obaid-Chinoy's because they don't have a writer. They only have a director, but what is she directing? They don't even have a script. Ridiculous. Although she admits there's a touch of fear as well. After this conversation, news broke that the film had lost screenwriter Stephen Knight. But I have a feeling that all of this news Daisy already knew about. And part of all of these interviews are to take the attention off of that and put it on something else. And so she says this. This is it right here. What in the world? I feel like the new one / new ones will be so interesting. Time has passed and a lot has changed for me personally, so it'll be interesting to come back to someone who I know so well, but in such a different moment. For me to inhabit Rey again after all the time that we haven't seen her, it's actually scary, but it's also exciting. The new one or new ones. What? What? No. This reminds me of when Giancarlo Esposito was talking about the possibility of Dave making the Mando Grogu thing into a trilogy. Like, why do we have such a fascination with this? Why can't we just agree that this isn't a movie that people really want to see? Most people don't. After the way Rise of Skywalker was handled, trying to undo everything The Last Jedi did, no one is really that interested in the character of Rey for a number of different reasons, and it's not Daisy Ridley's fault. But when we get this, right? New one, new ones. If there actually is a trilogy being set up by the New Jedi Order, if that's the direction of Lucasfilm, it just confirms they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. They're putting their time, effort, and energy and money into something that people don't actually want. But that's why I think it's true. That's exactly why I think it's true. I think they're so blinded by their own agenda and ideas that they think this is what they're going to go ahead with, that they're going to build another trilogy on the back of Daisy Ridley, on the back of the character Rey, regardless the fact that she was just so poorly written throughout the sequel trilogy. Other than the way that she was introduced, I kind of liked her introduction and some of the things in Force Awakens, but from that point on, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And now this is what we have. This is how we get Star Wars news. This is not the way it should be. Because instead of us sitting here wondering about what Daisy Ridley meant by one or ones, did she mess up in an interview? Did she just misspeak? Or is this actually something? Because we know we're never actually going to get an update whether this movie will happen or won't happen, it's canceled or not, we don't know. Like, we're never going to get a real straight answer from Lucasfilm because they're just going to try to dangle something else shiny out in front of us, say, hey, look over here, forget about all that other stuff. But even in that, we get so little news about anything. And I'm not saying they have to tell us plot points. I'm not saying they have to give behind the scenes everything. But we're guessing at all of this. And so as a fandom, we don't even know what to expect going forward. We have no idea of the plan. And anytime that they've come out to give a plan, they're saying it without even knowing if any of it's going to happen, and all the shows get canceled. Disney wants people to invest their time, effort, energy, and money into Star Wars, but they're unwilling to communicate or do anything substantial with the fan base. And if this is turning into a trilogy, man, it is not gonna go well. Tell me what you think down below. How should Disney roll out information? Am I overreacting? Am I just getting frustrated? Probably. But let me know down below. Do you think this will be a trilogy? And if so, what are your thoughts on that possibility? As always, remember, the Force will be with you always.